Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. I got a nice one for you today. I've been waiting for this one, so let's get it on. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. Message and story for life. I give life lesson. You see the joy because you tune in. The numbers looking good. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinkers mission. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's the mantra for right thinkers. The goal is to know thyself. My mission is to give you the information you need to make that happen for yourself. So let's do it. I ask you, do you know you? It's a rhetorical question, but if you don't have the answer, you're not the right thinker. Tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them on the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinker, know thyself. And to Mayat, be true. This title right thing, let's talk about symbols. I'm going to give you about maybe 5 or 6 symbols and what they represent. And I'm going to take you into what we call Christhood and Heruhood. This ought to be interesting. All right, like I said, I've been waiting for this because this is the lesson I've been trying to get to. So I'm here. Let's start out. Let me show you what it looks like. The dollar bill. You got the eagle with the talons, with the arrows in one hand and the olive branch in the other. Okay. We in Egypt, we use the falcon as the sign for the spirit. And you'll see him with 2 things in his talons. Okay, that's him up top. He represents eternity, the shin, and the Ankh represents life. So he gives eternal life. He's the spirit. That's his job. And below him, you see that there's a Nefer, a Simmer, a Ankh, and a Hotep. Okay, those again, emblems. And at the bottom, you see what it says there? Heruhood, Christhood and Heruhood. I'm going to break all that down for you. This should be interesting. Good information. Symbolism has got to be understood for what it represents. When you see it, you recognize it right off the bat. Let's go with the first one. Is from the most remote times of Egypt, the symbol of the falcon was used to represent what? The all-encompassing divinity, God. The supreme being, the creator of what? All things. Again, this is the sign. Omnipotence, omnipresence, omniscience. The falcon is also the symbol of the human soul. Okay? The implication is that the supreme being and the human soul are identical. Identical. Here, Heru, the falcon, is shown holding the shin, the symbol of eternity, and the Ankh, which is the symbol of life. Again, if you understand it, you get the metaphor. When you see it, you recognize it real quick. Now let's talk about, these are the signs that's on the cover somewhere. But I broke it down to you. I didn't have the picture of them, so I just showed you the picture. And when you see the first one, it's the hieroglyphic sign of what they call the Sema, S-E-M-A or S-M-A-I, Sma. And it represents what? The union, the 2 lungs and the trachea. And they symbolizes what? That the union of the higher and the lower self leads to oneself. The next one is the hieroglyph. I had it backward. The Sema came first. The Nefer, The hieroglyph for the Nefer is a close in pronunciation to what? Netter. Nefer, netter, only thing letter, the T and the F. Alright, watch this. Now, this expresses, again, the union of now the heart and the trachea. And it symbolizes, again, what? That which is the most beautiful thing, the highest good, the greatest achievement. Okay? Then you got the Ankh. Everybody know what the Ankh look at. The hieroglyph of the Ankh, it symbolizes the union of the cross, the male and the circle female aspects of oneself, leading to what? The transformation into what? An androgynous being. Thus, the two become one. Half male, half female. Then you got the hieroglyph, the Hotep, okay? The supreme peace, the final abode of what? All who satisfy the desires of their soul, union with itself. Becoming one, knowing thyself, that's the supreme peace. That's what that represents. Now, that this out the way, I want to make sure I got that clarity. I think I missed the lesson for that, so I just figured I'd wrap it up for you. Now let's get into Christhood and Heruhood. This you need to pay attention to because this should answer a few questions for you. Okay? If not, at least shine some light on some things you may never thought about. So let's go. You got at the bottom, I just showed you the falcon here, but it has the Uraeus with the sun disk with the Uraeus, which is the serpent. Okay? The cobra. Circling around it is for protection. Okay? The Uraeus, aka the halo. But every time y'all see Christ, there's always this big thing behind him, the halo. That's where that comes from. And what's this? The Uraeus, the halo of, first of all, I can try to explain to you Christians. Heru came first. We giving Christ his props, but Heruhood and Christhood, we throwing it in there because when I finish, you'll understand why. So let's go. The word Christ, here we go. The word Christ is not a name. Ain't like his name was Jesus Christ. No, he's Jesus the Christ. But a title, again, like the vice president, is a title. Christ means he or she whose head is anointed with oil. I've been sending you stuff with the Christos. I'm tired of that, but this is the concept from the Christian philosophy. I ain't got a problem with that. Or what they consider to be the anointed one. Starting with Heru, sage, saint, Buddha, Christ, Krishna, etc. And watch this. These are terms, what? Are names to describe. These are names to describe what? The same thing. Heruhood or Christhood refers to what? Listen. Refers to a certain qualities exhibited by mythological or historical personalities as what? As symbols. Again, we're dealing with symbols and what they really mean to get the understanding. They represent symbols representing the potential state of enlightenment of what? Every sentient being in the universe. Human beings. If you didn't know what sentient means, human. Okay? So, everybody had the same opportunity. Everybody had the same thing to reach this state of Heru or Christhood, or what I call it, Nihas, spiritual enlightenment, Mahdi, Naverna, whatever you call it. The quality that you need to make that happen for you is the work that you put in. So you can call it what you want. Again, let's talk about the next level. Christ, with an S, Christ. Who are those? What? Yeah, Christ with an S, plural, like God's Neteru. Yeah, Christ are those persons, watch this, who have attained what? Complete purification of their what? Psychological personality, aka your ego. That I, me person, you have to rise above that. That's what Christ means. You became conscious. Christ consciousness. I'm done. Watch this. Now, they experience right there. This is the difference between a spiritual and a religious person. Spiritual people have to have that experience. That spiritual experience. That experience of what? Cosmic consciousness, aka awakening. The experience of what? Being one and identifying oneself not with I, but with what? Everything. Remember, I is singular. Ego, edging God out. There's no God in I. Hence, I am. This is, watch this. This, again, pay attention. This is a state of supreme bliss. I just talked to my mother-in-law yesterday. I hipped her to this word, this concept, because the state that she lives in, she's blissed out. Okay, in her happiness, in her understanding of who she is and what she's supposed to be doing. And she's just as happy. That's being blissed out. Watch this. It's a state of supreme bliss when you know that self, and that comes from what? Becoming, again, one with what? One's essential nature, aka self. God. Hello. This is a state which cannot be achieved. Listen, to do this, this is a state which cannot be achieved through, you ready? Earthly pleasures or relationships. You can't reach blissness with physical stuff or pleasures of the flesh. Won't do it. That's not how it's done. That's the beauty part. And watch this. Now, as explained in the Egyptian book of coming forth by day, watch this. Those who live in virtue, aka Maya, right thinkers, with pure heart will know all there is to know and be all there is to be. How? Through their Heruhood by what? Attaining the qualities of Heru, which are, you ready? Truth, righteousness, and justice, inner vision. The eye of Heru. Wow, that's my calling card. Watch this. They will have what? This is what right thinkers to do. This is the goal of all right thinkers. All right thinkers, they will have defeated the enemy of Asar, which is our father, with what? The ego represents greed, ignorance, impiety, egoism, as personified by who? Yours truly, Set, the evil one. Okay? If you let Set run your life, you're going to constantly have problems. So, understand this. Salvation comes from, listen, salvation comes from attaining Heruhood, Christhood, Nirvana, Mokti, whatever you call it, but it's only comes from when you obtain Heruhood, and that is what? You ready? Becoming Heru through what? A life of virtue, wisdom, courage, and self-knowledge, practice, and master. And that's how those who become what? Heru, Christ, or Buddha have attained the consciousness that survives what? Death, and will live on after the death of the physical body. That's the whole kicker. Being free, watch this, from ignorance, which what? Leads to reincarnation, aka death of the flesh and reincarnation of the spirit. Why? Because it was ignorant. It never got awakened. It don't control that. You do. Moving on. So, yeah, okay. So there is, listen, hear me. There is no one Christ. Again, there is no one Christ. It says Christ with an S. We all are Christ. Watch this. There is no one Christ, but everyone can what? Potentially, out of the new, total chaos, but all potential. So every human being born out of chaos has the same potential to become a Christ. If what? If they choose to follow the path of what? Masters such as Heru, Jesus, Buddha, Lizal, etc. You get what I'm saying? A teacher, a master, a guru, Sadi Guru, my teacher. These are the people who exercise and exhibit the things that you can learn from. Or, watch this, or the path laid out by who? Other modern day masters. I just told you about them. I know who I follow now. I read about these guys. I know about them guys. I understand it. I'm telling you, we are Heru, the original, what? Sons of God. Y'all want to be chosen. I don't want to be chosen. Okay, moving on. Let me wrap this up. Again, yeah, we good. Now, when you obtain cosmic consciousness, when it's attained, what happens? An anointing occurs with what? Etheric oil is symbolic, secreted from what? The energy centers into the brain and the body. We call that cerebral spinal fluid. CFS, for those who know, gave that lesson about that too. Okay, that's the inner body. That's what's going on inside your body, your nervous system. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. And when you line your chakras up, get them all aligned, all your organisms to function like they're supposed to, your health will be the results of that good health. Watch this. Now, the centers of the brain and the body circulatory system, again, including the heart. Watch this. The mystical seat of the soul, that's where God dwells in man. The body and mind are transcended, and one experience what? A higher level of what? Of existence, which is beyond the joys and the sorrows of the world. Meaning this stops. Okay, now everything now is like this. This is Apophis, the serpent, okay, that up and down roller coaster, yeah, that represents the Apophis. But watch this. Christhood, give me this right here for you Christians, means to attain the beatific vision of oneself as God. You got to become Christ. Christians, don't admire and respect somebody. Be like them. That's what he told you. Even you can do greater works. When everything I did was so great, you can be better. Simple. That's the concept. And watch this. By doing this, one becomes what? Christ conscious. And consciously, they are, watch this. One becomes consciously and established in what? Their realization that one is what? God. God and I are one. The Father and I are one. Ain't that what Christ said? He knew. He understood. He had the knowledge. And what they do? Take him out. Why? Because there's a movement. The movement's still going on. See? He's been gone 2,000 years. The movement's still going strong. So that's what you're talking about. That's the prototype. Listen. Be like Christ. This isn't in, watch this. This isn't contrast to what? To the masses of people. Why? Because who are aware only, watch this, most people are only aware that what? They are perishable bodies of flesh and bone, meaning they're individual, they're ego driven, and they don't know themselves, so they just think that this is it. No problem. I got a little more. I got a little more. I want to talk about my dude Anubis, because he's an important aspect of your character. He represents discernment. He protects Asar. He was in charge of the afterlife until Asar came down. Why? It was his job to take care of the dead. Asar came down. He graciously gave the seat up to him. Why? That's his father. When I was in the game, I graciously set aside that man running the show. Why? He was my father. So, another lesson, just simple. So, let's talk about Ampu, a.k.a. the jackal, right quick. There's a sign of him sitting on top of the box which pertained the body parts of Asar. He's his protector. Ampu, the jackal, he who would travel, watch this, between the realm, temporal, subtle, and celestial. The physical world, the astral world, and the casual world. It's all broken down, the pet, the tie, and the dua. And he is able to what? He led Asar from what? The gods who belong to the earth to those who are what in heaven and able to live upon the horizon, and before whom even the gods of the Enid tremble, he considered master of the scales. At judgment day, he's the one that tweak and make sure they level. Okay, before anything started, you're gonna get a fair shake. When people are fair dealing, they want to make sure you get what's due you. Okay, he's the first epitome of I'm doing my job, and if his job is to make the scale, that's what he's gonna do. His job to lead you to either Asar or to Ahmet. He's gonna do the job. So understand that. That's the epitome of somebody doing what they're supposed to do. They call him the master of the scales. Now watch this. Anubis led Asar upward from the realm of humans to the what? The realm of gods. And as he led Asar, as he led Aset to Asar, he helped them put them back together. Cut it into pieces, his job is to help them together, and fragmented remains so that what? She may revive and remember him. So you can see the Asari resurrection myth. That's the story. Set found him, cut him up in 14 pieces, threw them all over the place. They gathered up, Anubis helped with Nephthys, the sister. They all got all the parts put them together except the penis. Know the story. Moving on, we're talking about Anubis right now. Here you go. Ampu, or A.K. Anubis, is the dog-headed intellect. Watch this. Here you go. That by watching and waking from sleep, who by knowing and not knowing determine friend from foe. I tell you, back when I'm on the street corner, I had to decide in a few seconds who you was. That's instinct. That's discernment, okay, at the highest level. But that's how I was surviving at that time. And what's this? He was considered the opener of the way. He made way for Asar. Let me wrap it up with the definition. Anubis, he represents the intellectual ability within man and woman. Watch this. See, remember, it's fair both sides. To recognize what? The error of passion and in the path, the scent of the divine. He can smell, he can sense what's right and what's wrong toward the divine. Again, now from the world of illusions, I can discern the physical realm to the world of reality and spiritual self. I can tell if a preacher is good or not. Why? My discernment lets me know if what he's saying matches what I know to be. And if it do, I give his props and his respect. If not, I say, my man, I ain't going for that. Why? I know better. Simple. I can discern. That's all I'm trying to explain to you. And Apu, watch this, Anubis is described, watch this, as being gold and black. And that refers to what? The faculty of discernment, which can lead one what? From below to above, from earth to heaven. Anubis is the son of Asar, which is the subtle realm, aka the netherworld, which is between heaven and earth. And Nephthys, goddess of what? The temporal, the physical, material realm. I told you she represents mortality. Aset represents immortality. But we talk about Nephthys. She is the wife, the consort to, excuse me, no, Pooh don't have a wife. No, he do, but not her. But, excuse me, Nephthys was his mother. Sorry about that. And Anubis represents what? The awakening of wisdom, experience, wherein man must what? Like a loyal dog, allow the entrance of wisdom, meaning you're willing to be taught. You're being objective by taking lessons in, and you're willing to have the entrance of wisdom, and watch this, and love that what? Lead to the good, and you bark what? At the evil, which represented by what? Ignorance, passion, and emotions. Okay? All bad masters. According to the Memphite theology, Anubis is also what? An aspect of his little brother Heruhood. Why? Representing the spiritual awakening, the capacity that's in every human being. Again, therefore, the power to open the way for spiritual evolution is latent inside what? Every human being. The knowledge of every God is within us. The gods are what? Immortal men, and men are just mortal gods until they realize who they are, aka know thyself. That's in the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. I had to get that one off. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you have passed away. I'm out.